Oh yeah, Augustus. Right.
I remember
You're
now
right.
how we have to start this podcast.
Exactly. And the guy is not even here. He was ashamed to appear on the podcast where he was actually predicting Georgia's victory against Greece in our closed basket news predictions game.
Yeah, so where we have to predict the winner of each game in the EuroBasket and then just to guess the exact score, try to guess the exact score. And Gitas actually was one of the two guys that predicted Georgia to win, but his explanation was that I'm losing. I have to start making some spicy picks just to catch up on everybody else does, or just forfeit the game and just stop
spicy
playing.
picks with
excuses.
15 days remaining in the EuroBasket. That's
don't
when
know,
you
I
start
don't know.
making spicy picks. Or it just was like when he saw that it's going to end up like a blowout game, he was just throwing this explanation.
Yeah, there was no other way that he could have said. I mean, it was a super easy win for Greece. I mean, things so far are going perfect for them. They had a super easy game yesterday against Cyprus, and super easy another game today, 94-53 victory. Probably out of all the teams, and everybody had to play 2 games in 2 days, Greece had the easiest 2-day stretch. Nobody really got tired. Nobody played too much. They didn't have a really close games. I mean, Giannis did not even play yesterday, so...
That was a very smart move by Spanoulis. Sitting out Giannis against Cyprus. Slukas also played only 5 minutes. And of course, maybe they expected tougher competition from Georgia, but Georgia was not competitive for obvious reasons. It was just, they were just too exhausted after this tough Italy loss.
Yeah.
They had players with injury concerns.
Bitadze did not play a single second in this match.
Shengelia played only
4 minutes.
4 minutes. And actually, Haris Stavru, before the game, reported that he won't appear in the game. He actually started the game, but probably when Djikic saw how things are going, he decided just to drop this game because they're playing more important games later. They have to win a couple of matches against the opponents to qualify to the next stage. So it was like a smart way to drop this game to save some energy because they don't have a deep bench and their games, it was not their game. It was not this one that they had to win. So it was a smart move by Djikic as well. But yeah, coming back to Greece, I think, when it might happen that Greece will play 9 games. Between the first game of the tournament, if they make the final stage, let's say semifinals or the third place game, gold medal game, it's 9 games in 18 days, which is basically a game every 2 days. So to have a window where you sit out Giannis against Cyprus, where you play him only 25 minutes in this second back-to-back game, it might be beneficial going forward into the competition to keep him fresh for those knockout stage matches.
For sure. I mean, how many teams have the luxury of sitting out their star player for one of these 2 back-to-backs? Long term, it definitely can have some impact. And yeah,
because when
you mentioned the smart move by Spanoulis. I think the not smart move was to put Giannis back in the game with like 4 minutes or something there,
or at least very surprising move, right?
Yeah, we were
Greece
like
was up by 30 or something.
Yeah, the game was decided way back, and we were like, Giannis is back, and Donatas is trying to find the logic because. There's two guys have 5 fouls.
Apparently, 2 guys in a blowout win had 5 fouls.
But still, yeah, Kalaitzakis got 5 fouls at the start of the third quarter. I mean, not a big surprise here, knowing Kalaitzakis. But I was surprised to see Giannis back out there. I know he did not play yesterday, but you don't want to really risk it when the game is basically over.
Yeah, but probably, Spanoulis for sure going to explain that. We're just reacting following the final whistle of the game.
Yeah,
so I think that Spanoulis is going to explain that. But you also had this idea that it might be important in terms of point differential, building as big a lead as possible in case things complicate if they lose to Spain. And Georgia starts winning against the other team. So, and you never know. In those competitions, it might be important.
Yeah, that's why my first thought was. I had 2 thoughts, that Giannis did not play many friendlies. So he kind of still has to feel some rhythm with his teammates, couple more minutes might help. And the second one was the thing you mentioned, because if Georgia win their next 2 games and Greece somehow loses to Spain and Spain wins their games, all teams have, maybe the same amount
Might
of
have a
losses,
tie.
might have a tie. There can be some kind of point differentials. And I wouldn't be surprised if Spanoulis actually explains this decision by that, because, I mean, we saw what Francisco did yesterday for the point differential, so things might get tricky. But anyway.
But just to clarify, Augustus, you're the bracket expert. What's the price of the first place in this group?
The prize is actually, let's say, not an easy bracket, but very doable for Greece, because if they finish first in the group, in the 8th final round of 16, they will probably have to face the loser of Slovenia and Israel, because the loser of this game finishes 4th in that Group D, and Greece will meet them in the 8th finals. And then looking even further, I know it's it will be on the 9th of September, but Finland or Lithuania, the winner of that match, and probably Latvia. Yeah. So this is the road you're looking to get to the semifinals, where you're actually competing for the medals. I think it's doable for Greece if they get this first place. And like we told, after they won against Italy, they might have already gotten this first place.
And if you're not winning the first seed in this group, then you might face who?
If you are not losing, then things get really tricky, because you play Germany in the quarterfinals.
Wow.
Yeah. If you finish second, then it's Germany. If you finish third, then you're playing Serbia in quarterfinals.
Yeah. So that's why you might be putting Giannis with 5 minutes to play, just in case, to increase the lead and be cool to lose against Spain.
I'm not sure
if
the risk was worth the reward. I mean, they were still winning by 30.
Yeah.
So because if you lose Giannis, if anything happens to him, that might become tricky.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is how the bracket is looking like after 3 games. But anyway, I think Greece is improving. Greece is improving with every game. I like their defense. They once again started really well from the first minutes, forcing really tough shots, mid-range shots from like dribble or even contested. Georgia had to fake a couple of times, even to shoot at the last second. Those are not shots that are winning you games. And on the other side, one thing I noticed was that Giannis, on one of the first possessions in the post, he kind of held the ball for too long. Papanikolaou was wide open, but instead of passing, he stepped on the line. And then as the game moved on, Giannis was much better in distributing the basketball, and the others were shooting wide open shots. So we saw the progress from Giannis in this game, and I think they are improving as a team in every match. And today, when you make 14 threes out of 25, on a team that has Giannis,
that's a winning formula.
That's a winning formula. You're winning 9 times out of 10 if you have 14 out of 25 from the 3-point range. So yeah.
Giannis played team high 25 minutes and 21 seconds. Tyler Dorsey and Toliopoulos were the only guys to play over 20. Okay, and Kostas Papanikolaou. So yeah, great back-to-back stretch for Greece. The only area to improve that I've noticed during this game was offensive rebound. Something that was concerning me watching them play a friendly game against France, because you don't want to see Giorgi Sharmadini getting those offensive rebounds over Giannis.
He had 4.
At least 2 in the first half, when it was actually still a competitive game. Let's put it that way. But shout out to Giorgi Sharmadini. I mean, he's at 36, getting those offensive rebounds. He had actually one one-on-one stop against Giannis at the low post, being impactful on his national team, being one of the most efficient players in Spain. I mean, hell of a career for Giorgi Sharmadini, that's for sure.
Yeah, kudos for him. And Georgia had 15 offensive rebounds on 40 missed shots. So that's like 37.5% offensive rebound rate.
Wow.
That's pretty high. I think the highest EuroLeague, number 1 team in the EuroLeague on the offensive rebounding grade last season was around like 35. So for this game, it was a super high offensive rebounding rate. And I think that's going to be the issue for Greece. They just have to involve other guys more. you don't need it to be only for Giannis, for Dinos Mitoglu, for Kostas Antetokounmpo. You need other guys to actually help boxing out and help getting rebounds, because otherwise it's going to be tough.
Yeah, so Greece is perfect with 3-0. They're playing Bosnia and Herzegovina on Tuesday, and this potentially main game against Spain on September 4, while Georgia are playing Cyprus on Tuesday and Bosnia on Thursday. Those games gonna decide if they're gonna make the next stage. We are reacting following many EuroBasket games and the biggest events. So make sure to subscribe to Basket News YouTube channel and also put this notification mark on.
Yeah,
right?
just turn on notifications, so every time we post a video, we react immediately after the games. You immediately get the notification and you can just watch it immediately, because we are posting like 20-30 minutes after the game finishes. So
3-4 clips per day, so that's quite heavy frequency during the EuroBasket, and we're going to continue rolling that way. Make sure to follow our Instagram channel as well for some cool social media posts, and all the action, all the most important news on basketnews.com website.